Oh my gosh, okay, I gotta get out of this car. It's seriously cold. Oh no, the seat's wet. Oh crap. Alright, so, man, okay, sun's coming up. I've just set up a camera up here. There you go, hidden in the tree. No one will ever know it's there. I hope I don't forget it's there. I've got my paint cans, which I'm about to start getting the paint mixing. And hopefully I get a bit of warmth, because it is pretty cold at the moment. So on here I'm going to put some colours here, blue, red. I might test out on that first. Oh man, I can't even get the ball to move on this can. There's little bits of red here, and the one thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take the cap off and replace it with some other caps that I got. I mean, it's like cold as, and I feel like the paint's drying totally fine. So there you go. Alright, so I've just put in all the red, and the coverage is really good on it. One coat, it's amazing, but the one thing I'm looking at here, you can kind of see this top corner, the red's kind of dipped down a little bit. So you can see the red on this side is higher than the reds on this side. So this whole ground is just a little bit wonked out anyway. So I'm just going to give it the creative license and just, yeah, probably going to bring this side up here. Just bring it up a bit, you know, and just give like a wobblier edge to it, kind of line. And then everything in this corner, when I go to paint the blacks in and the blues, there's going to be blue in that corner. I'm just going to make them go a little bit higher. So what I'll do is I'll actually get a measurement from that, although it's probably not that level, but that electrical pipe joint, and measure it down and down there, and just make sure it's the same as what's in that corner there. So yeah, it's going good. I'm actually really stoked with how quick it's coming together, and this weather's like absolutely epic. The only problem is this is a south facing wall, so it won't get sun till the afternoon or at all. So the mural was actually supposed to be there, but there's building going on there. Alright, so I have given it a measure, and that red there is 300 down from this conduit. I remembered the name of that stuff. 300's there, so my red's going to come up a little bit. So amazing, the coverage of the red. That's one can has done all of that. So I'll just get one more can. I'm just going to add a little bit of a wobbly line up there. Okay, so I'm onto the blue now. This blue paint, oh crap. I'm doing my artist yoga again. So I found this, oh shizburger. Okay, I can fix that. Oh man. Okay, so before I was like an artist, I worked for a sign company. I was a sign writer, and I reckon a lot of, I'm just going to dry this. I reckon a lot of what I learned was from this one legend called Glenn Cooper, and he was my boss. And one thing he taught me was a good sign writer / artist can fix their own mistakes. So any mistake you make, you got to be able to fix it on the fly, on the go with what you've got. So yeah, I reckon, here we go. I'll show you how this blue looks again. The blue's super nice, and the coverage is actually really good. The paint just feels a bit more watery, you know, than how the red felt. I think probably it's got less pigment in it because it's still quite a transparent colour. Give that a little bit more. Cool. I feel like this is looking pretty good. Look at that, blue and red. And I'm loving those colours together. So what I'll do is, there's a little bit of patchiness here. You can see when it dries, get a few little patches. And I can just go in and just touch it up. So yeah, it'd be nice to get some sun on this wall, but it's all good. Making it work. I just went for a walk down the road here, down the Golden Arches, but I totally forgot. I left my camera going in this tree for like 20 minutes while I walked off. I actually said I'm probably gonna do that, aren't I? So if anyone's wondering, Pukekohe is a flippin' safe as town. Here we go. Hey bro, how's it going? You like my artwork I'm doing? Yeah.
Oh, Selmash.
Nice to meet you, bro. Whoa, that's the smokiest car I've ever seen. Jeepers, look at that. So I just want to show you this. So this is my brushes I'm going to be using. So this is a sign painting brush kit. You'll notice these are all, none of these are synthetic hair, but they're all animal hair. And they have like a certain quality of snap to them. So the brush snaps back. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to probably use these two brushes, and I'm going to do all the line art with this, get a nice thick line. Okay, so this stuff here, this is One Shot. This is a oil-based sign painters lettering enamel. So this is what the sign painters have used forever. This is developed just for sign painters that would do brush script. And the guys still use it. It's super hard to get. There's only one supplier in New Zealand that does it. Even in Australia, there's only one supplier that I could find that would do it. So, super toxic. Not super toxic. It used to have lead in it. It used to be a lot worse. I've got this little sprayer here. This is, it's like sprays a little mist. It's actually watercolor painters use it to spray onto their page, but I'm going to use it so I can just spray some into, I'm going to put the paint in here, and that way I can just palette in there. Usually palette on like a flat kind of wood palette or something, but I didn't have one. Got my door key, I found it in my pocket, it fell off my key ring, so I was hoping that, oh yeah, could get into there and open this up for me. So the reason why I'm using this paint is because the properties, whoa, look at that, how nice and shiny is that? I'm going to have to give it a stir. So basically, want to give it a good stir. You don't want to shake because then you'll get bubbles. And the reason why I'm using the sign painting enamel, which is oil based, is because you can paint as low as 3 degrees. And where I am in New Zealand, it's a spot called Pukekohe. It's the middle of winter here. It's a super fine day today, but it's flipping cold. I was down here this morning, it was like 5 degrees. So the goal is to have a good quality paint. The goal is to use like a really good quality paint that I can, I know that it's still gonna take a little bit to dry, but at least if I paint it on the wall and it just all of a sudden starts to rain, I won't have any issues with it running away. Being oil based, it'll just stay as like it'll just stay basically. And this cop car that just keeps doing laps up and down this street. I was wondering last night when I was here whether hanging out here and painting or drawing in the artwork was safe, but ends up it was pretty safe. It was even more safe this morning. There was just groups of women, retired women, walking and going to this cafe that's just up here, and they were all stopping to talk to me, get my name, where do you live. Super lovely, super nice. I feel like I've stirred that for long enough. So because it's so thick, it's going to need like a level of thinning. This is going to be so messy. Okay, so now what do I want to do? So I've got my brushes. I'm going to go this one, and I'm going to go this one, and I'm going to get another cup, which I'm going to use to... Okay, you can come for a walk with the brushes. I'm going to get another cup, and I'll use that for... Oh, I put it right back in here. Where is it? I must have chucked it somewhere else. This is going to be for the brushes. Whether it's water-based or oil-based, you always want to wet them, because brush anatomy, the hair, the fibers actually are held in by this metal bit. And so when you wet the brush with paint or with terps or water, the fibers are going to soak up here. So if you just go straight into paint, the paint's going to go straight up. But if you go and put some terps on first, it's going to saturate with a bit of terps in there and less likely to dry out. So when they dry out, the brushes end up going all splayed. So you get like a good soaking on those. Super nice, these brushes. And then I might just add a tiny little bit of terps into here to thin, because it was super thick. If you can see that in there. So what I can do if it gets too thin, I can add more paint, and if it gets too thick, I can add more terps. But we're going to work out our consistency. So the reason why I'm using the end of a brush, because I don't have a mixer, but you can go like this and you can see how the paint's acting. So it's looking pretty good. So it's going to look a nice dribble off the end, nice straight line. Alright, so I've just gone and got my brush and I've chucked it into here. The one thing is, because the brush has been sitting in terps, it's very saturated with terps. So if you can see here, I'm actually just trying to paint as much as I can and just squeeze as much of that terps out. It's mixing with the paint and thinning it a bit more. But the goal is to paint onto the surface and then it not, like the paint not to run. So if it starts to run, then I'll have to go thicken it up a bit. But there you go. So it's looking pretty good. So I'm just going to do a little practice on here and see how it goes. I don't know if I like that brush. Okay, I'm going to go try the other one. At least I've got enough brushes there to just keep trying stuff until I find the right brush. But brush thickness, I don't know, I feel like that's maybe a little thick. We'll try this one. My lines are always a little loose and wonky and brushy anyway. Alright, I'm going to test this out. This might be a bit better now, it's a little stickier. So what you find is when it's cold, the paint doesn't need thinned as much, and I've been painting on a wall before. Oh, that's way better. Brush stroke doesn't go as long, but I can work with that. It went up, so there we go, control this out. Okay, so let's see how this goes. Okay, that's a bit better. Nice long lines. I'm going to get a printout because I don't actually know what I got going on here. Guy had some eyes like this. This guy had an eye here as well. And he had also had a nose. There you go. Ooh, vapor terps. You know, one thing I should probably do is step back and check how it's all looking. I reckon it's probably a good idea to step back and have a look at this. Give me one sec. Just check how the line art looks. A few drips and stuff. Easily fixed. Man, it's going to take me forever to do this. Hey team. So it's halfway through the day, 1 o'clock. Been here since 6:30 a.m. So it's like 7.5 hours. I've got so much to do. So I've just had a real mare with my brushes. So it's too cold to thin the paint properly, and I'm getting, when I thin it too much, it runs too quick because it's not getting to dry. But then the style of artwork looks pretty good, but then when you get areas like this, it looks really bad. So there's a few elements where I've got to go in and fix. But I just had this other brush here, I'll show you. I was using these brushes here, but they're just too soft for the texture of this wall. This wall has way more texture than I thought it would. Oops. And I just pulled this brush out, which I bought yesterday at the hardware store, and it's actually been pretty good. So anyway, this brush has actually been epic. It's a style of brush I've never used before, but it actually gives a really kind of wispy look to it. So I'm just going to work out how much to thin the paint now. I'm going to try and not thin it at all, really. But it pretty much gives it this cool kind of texture on the end. And see, I thinned it too much here. I'm going to have to get some white paint and go in and fix that. But I think it's going to work. I'll show you. Okay, so I've left the paint like as thick as I can. I did just dip the brush, the end of it, into the terps just to thin it a little bit. But I'm just going to see the thick paint straight out of the can, see if I can make something work with that. So, alright, let's just see. I'll just paint some. Oh yeah, that works. Okay, I think we're onto something here. Alright, well, let's go a nice straight line then. Nice. The other one. I feel like that works pretty good. Okay, so paint straight out of the can is what we're doing. On it is running a bit. So I'm liking this. I'm really liking this. All right. Take a little breather, step back. No car here, so I can have a proper look at the mural. And it's okay. So I've done 1, 2, 3, so 1/6 of the black, which is pretty good, I think. Really enjoying using this big fat brush that I've got, and I don't have to thin the paint, and I can just have a nice brush stroke effect. It's looking good, look at that. Not bad. Okay, so I'm going to go to the top part now. Yeah, old team. Okay, so far out, I'm kind of blowing myself away with, well, not trying to blow my own trumpet or anything, but I'm actually quite shocked at how much I got done just in a day. This is just today. Got all 3 colors down. I pretty much got all the line art in. Well, I did get all the line art in. The only thing I have to do is this bit here. It kind of reminds me of a tissue box, you know, where you rip the bit out and you can see the tissues, but there's a logo going in there. And because it's a logo, I've just got to make sure it's level. So I've got to go to the local hardware shop. I've got to find a some sort of straight edge, something really straight that I can rule a line with, like a level or a ruler, or even tape. Anyway, the reason why is that I've got to rule like a perfect line that's level from there to there, because when you project it, you're not 100% sure if your projection is 100% level, and the projector can kind of skew things as well. So yeah, I'm pretty stoked where I got to today. So next video, I'm hopefully going to be painting this in. It will take me a while, and I'm due a lot of rain on the forecast, so all of this paint is just kind of tacking off, like it's still a little bit sticky. So I painted this morning, still a bit sticky, but that's totally fine.
And yeah, all right, we'll see you in the next video.